I did not want to have a massacre in my club.
Did you slam it down to his stomach?
I made contact. I said I didn't touch him, but I got confused.
Those few seconds of chaos you just saw, that wasn't just a bar fight. It was a life-altering explosion. But what the cameras missed is why a safe club owner suddenly turned so violent. Meet Mariano Rendon, a man who claims his club is the safest in Texas. But when a brawl broke out involving his longtime friend, Pablo Rodriguez, Mariano dropped a knee into Pablo's stomach, tearing his intestines. Mariano claims he was stopping a massacre because Pablo was reaching for a weapon. The problem? He originally told police he never even touched the man. And that secret gun he was supposedly so afraid of, he never mentioned it to anyone until the video surfaced. If this was really about stopping a tragedy, why the shifting stories and the hidden evidence? If you want to see how courtroom evidence exposes the truth behind these split-second decisions, hit subscribe to help us keep uncovering justice. Let's head back today, one of the trial.
Defense, you may call your next witness.
Your Honor, this time the defense will call Mariano Rendon to the stand.
You need to take that square microphone and put it on your shirt. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear from testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so that the members of the jury can hear.
Yes, Your
Defense,
Honor.
thank you. Defense, you may proceed.
Can you state your name for the record?
Mariano Rendon Jr.
And are you a resident here in San Antonio, Bexar County, Texas?
Yes, sir. Bexar County, Chavano.
Where were you born?
Midland, Texas.
And where did you grow up there in Midland?
Yes.
And where did you go to high school?
Midland High in Midland, Texas.
After high school, what did you do next after you got out of high school?
I had a brief started college, and then from there I just took off to the Army. I left to the Army.
Okay. Where were you stationed in the military?
In Fort Benning, Georgia, with Fort Stewart Detachment and Fort Hood.
Okay. And while you were in the service, did you have an accident doing like rappelling?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And can you describe how you were injured?
My rope broke. I was 16 feet in the air, and I fell like a banana head first, injuring my traumatic brain injury. L3, 4, and 5 are bulging, and my left leg is numb, my upper leg.
Okay. And do you get disability pay from the U.S. Army?
Yes, sir.
Now, when did your wife purchase Joe's Volcano or El Volcan?
About eight plus years ago.
And at that time, was it already operating as a club at the time that you guys had taken it over?
It was operating, but it was transitioning. We made the transition from what it was before to a different genre of music.
What was it before?
It was hip hop and that category.
Okay. And what kind of music did they play there at El Volcan?
Regional Mexican cumbias.
Okay. And part of the things that you do is like you guys sometimes have live musical acts that play there?
Yes, we either have promoters or we did our own live acts.
Okay.
With Tejano music and regional music as well.
And do they also have like recorded music that plays some nights?
Yes, on Saturdays. That's always a DJ recorded music.
Okay. And what you're there all the time, kind of when they're during operation, is that fair to say?
Friday we check in, and Saturday I was there. During the week, the staff, my wife, my kids, they run it.
Okay. But you try to help out on the weekends when the club is kind of the most busy time?
Yes, I'm basically the host.
Okay. And what do you do as the host? What is your job there?
For me, it's eyes on deck. Just walking the perimeter of the dance floor, walking the club, just walking with or without a security guard or without, just reading the people, reading the body language, reading the hats. We don't allow hats to go backwards because that's starting fighting or something. So we read the crowd, or if there was new people or guests, I knew 90% of our customers one-on-one. I mean, just overall, I wanted to be the point to call in the radio and hurry, there's a problem, it's over here.
And then you would also spend a lot of time like greeting people that you knew that were there, like your past guests and people like that.
Yes. For the most part, every Saturday was the same crowd for the most part.
Okay. And you had seen Tina Jimenez and Pablo Rodriguez there quite often?
Tina started about 5.5 years ago. I think she had her husband passed away or something, and then she started going there. Pablo and his friends had been going there since we bought it. They had their own section where they put all their beer buckets and drinks, and the two stools where Tina and Pablo would sit, or Tina and other ladies would sit in that area.
And you had spoken to them at various times in the past, is that correct?
Pretty much every Saturday.
So whenever you see them, you greet them and things like that?
Yes.
And like, we see what's been marked as states to the three and entered into evidence. And this is a photo of you and him, kind of just, you and Pablo just kind of posing and be in a friendly manner?
That's the norm. That's if you were to say that, show that picture to anybody, it's the norm. I'm one-on-one with everybody. I want to know everybody.
Okay. And that's part of, that's part of your, getting to know your customers and treating them right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is it important for you that El Volcan is a safe place for people to go?
I want our business to be the safest place where I could take my wife.
Right.
And if I could take my wife to our place, then I would feel safe for anybody else to take their family members to our place.
And one of the problems sometimes, like if you have a club that becomes unsafe, then it's kind of like a magnet for the bad people and like a anti-magnet for the good people, and that hurts your business. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Specifically, going back to August the night of August 19th, and then the early morning hours of August 20th, were you there present in the club that day?
Yes.
And at some point, did you have like an encounter with Pablo Rodriguez before all this stuff happened, maybe around midnight?
Yes. I know my customers. I know their demeanor. I know one-on-one. This particular night, I didn't know it was his birthday. I didn't know anything other than I was wearing a baseball cap, and I literally didn't wear it the rest of the night because I had an issue with it. As I'm walking around on the interior of the dance floor, there's a railing all around the dance floor, and I walked inside and I'm greeting everybody. I'm looking at everybody. I'm making eye contact with everybody. As I'm passing them, I said hi to Tina as usual. Nothing out of the norm, because all of their party, they work from Casillas Muffler Shop, and they're always there, and they all knew me one-on-one. As I'm passing Tina, the gentleman that I forgot his name.
Pablo.
Pablo, I'm sorry, I went blank. Pablo, he grabbed my hat and shook me, went like that, like that, like that, like 3 times. He just jolted my head, and I stopped him, and I said, "You need to stop. We're not going to do this tonight. We're not going to do this." And then Tina got on his case. I said, "Tina, I don't know what's going on, but tell him not to do that, or I'll kick him out." And then that's when she said, "Oh, yeah, we're partying at this place. We're having drinks. He's just a little accelerated."
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Sustained.
Just don't talk about what other people said, okay? Because there's some rules about the court, which means that we can't talk about what anybody said unless the judge says we can.
Yes,
So whenever I'm asking you questions, I'm just asking you questions about your observations of their demeanor or like their actions, like physical actions.
Yes,
Okay?
I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, when he grabbed your hat, did you feel like that was kind of out of character for him?
Yes, sir.
And did it surprise you that he did that?
Yes.
And did you begin to think that he might be intoxicated when that happened?
I think he was just feeling very, very good. I mean, because we're at a club, I think pretty much everybody's trying to get intoxicated or going to get intoxicated. So he was feeling good.
Okay. But maybe a joke that you felt kind of crossed the line a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. Between that and 2:00, did you have any other interactions with Tina or Pablo that's memorable in any way?
No, just the normal. If you're, let's say, like they were always there at one part of the club by the dance floor, I think I would say 8 to 10 times I'll circle the club all night long, keeping an eye on everybody. I'll circle them about that many times.
And then, but there was nothing that stood out like as odd other than that incident with the hat.
No.
prior to this? Okay, so let's talk about 2 o'clock in the morning. So what is the significance of 2 o'clock in the morning in the business, in the bar business?
Well, in my timing is 1:45.
Okay, what is significant about 1:45?
1:45, everybody that has beer buckets, we take the buckets out away from them because the beers are in ice. So our philosophy is take them out of the ice, put them on the tables, they'll drink up because they don't want them to get hot. So it gives them a time span, hurry up, we got 15 minutes. And then I think we pick up the beer buckets, I believe it's 1:55. That's the time that all beer buckets should be picked up by then. Then at 1:45 and every 5 to 10 minute increments, they're saying last call, last call. Now, where it gets confusing is that last call is the bar is closing. However, we have late night hours through TABC and they can still drink till 2:15. We don't ever tell our customers that because then it'll be 2:15 plus. So they think they're getting away with 2 or 3 minutes, whatever, but we start picking up the empties or hot beers and throwing everything away at 1:58, 2 o'clock.
And when we talk about TABC, we're talking about the Texas Bureau of Alcohol and, is that correct?
Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission.
Texas Alcohol Beverage Commission. And so they have these strict rules, and if bars are in violation, they sometimes have people that go into the bars to check on their compliance. Is that correct?
Correct.
And sometimes they may come like and inspect your bar, or they may have somebody that's there either trying to buy alcohol underage, or they may have somebody trying to check to see if you're complying with your stop drinking times.
Yes, sir. Plenty of times.
And so that's something that's of concern to you, is that you have your drinking, that you stop selling at 2, correct?
Correct.
And then you have to have everybody stop drinking by 2:15.
Correct.
But at what time do you start picking up the actual bottles of beer?
As what my pattern is, when it's closer to that time, when it's 2 o'clock, I start going like this around the whole dance floor. I'll go another 5, 6 times around the dance floor, and I'm aiming at my watch and telling them to drink up. With that, I'm either I have a porter with me or I'm by myself on the dance floor because everybody else, it's a big club, and I'm throwing away the empty bottles or the bottles that are halfway, and telling with what I'm doing, I'm letting our customers know that it's time. Start drinking up. And on the third time, because I'll tell them the first time, hey, it's time. Then I'll go around the second time, the same person, and it's time, hurry up, I'll be right back. And the third time, they've already been told 3 times, that's when they know to give them up. And it's customary. That's what we do. And we pick up everything and we sweep. We basically sweep like clockwise, and we take everything off where everything's empty.
And at that time, all the porters and the security officers come to the floor to help collect all the alcohol. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And what does a porter do at your establishment?
Porter's always picking up trash, broken bottles, empty bottles, any debris that needs to go into the trash can.
Okay. And then the security officers, what are their roles?
Their roles is to oversee the entire clientele inside, the parking lot outside, to continue to overwatch the bars, to continue to overwatch me, and to be on alert if something comes in.
And on a night like this, like how many security officers would be inside the club?
We always do more. We're required for the size of our club to have 3 security. That's the requirement by TABC. I think, and it might be 3 or 4, but it's like if you have 200, you're supposed to have 1 security guard, something, there's a matrix. However, I always try to get 8 to 13. I always want to have an abundance of security so they can cover the outside, they can cover each other, they can cover the inside, and then we can also patrol the parking lot.
And in a normal night, how many people might be outside versus inside?
Security?
Yeah.
2. 2 is a protocol, 2 guns outside at all times.
Okay. And then there may be some other guys going out to deal with incidents or something like that.
To deal or talk with customers, to go to the parking lot. The parking lot's around the corner of the building, so somebody will take off out there to scan the area, make sure there's no burglaries. And the rest of the guys are by the restrooms. We have them posted by the restrooms and strategically.
How big was El Volcan?
10,000 square feet.
10,000 square feet, so that's very large. And it's all on one level?
Yes, sir.
And then how many people can fit? What's the amount of people that can fit in that establishment?
I don't know if it was 860, from the upper 800 to lower 900. I don't know I can't remember the exact number.
And that's a lot of people, right?
Yes.
Like on a Saturday night like this, about how many people would be in El Volcan at a time?
We're known for the safest club, so I mean, we'd get to the point where it wouldn't be how many we can put in, is how many people are going out. That's how many people we let in. If 6 people left, 6 people would go in once we hit our capacity.
And then on this particular night, how did you get kind of alerted that there was a problem?
Me and the door guy, also my staff, like Chris and the door guy, they'll at some point during the night, they'll be from outside, they'll go inside and assist us. So me and I believe his name was William, we were walking the dance floor. We had already made our rounds. We were on our third round coming around. We were probably 40, 50 feet away from where Tina and Pablo were sitting in their area where they normally sit. At that point right there, I see something. I see a commotion. I see a brawl.
And do you have a walkie-talkie that you carry?
Yes, I do.
Okay, but you didn't hear any radio call about it, is that correct?
No, I don't have a speaker. I'm the one that just calls it in.
Okay.
I don't monitor the chatter.
Okay.
If I see a problem, if I see somebody, putting their baseball cap backwards, putting their shoulders up, some demeanor, I'll call security in, go to this area, go to bar 3, go to bar 1, just monitor.
And so when you heard the commotion, what did you do?
I saw the commotion, and it's dark. It's a club. It's dark, and there's a lot of lights, but I saw a lot. I saw like just a ball, and then people were getting away. So I knew there was something. So me and the gentleman with me, the door guy, we ran up there. And as I'm running up there, I see it's just there on top, and it's just a mountain. To me, it was a mountain of people, and they were attacking somebody. That's all I saw.
And did you know, I mean, because it is crowded, because it's dark, there's lights, there's this pile of people. Do you know who's in that pile?
No, sir. I did not have a clue of who was where, when, nothing.
Okay. And so describe that. So when you start to have, what do you do when you see that?
As I'm running to a situation like that, I am immediately assessing. I'm looking out for security guards. I'm probably yelling on the radio. There's so many things simultaneously that are going on. And as we're approaching, my staff is ordered, their protocol is to make a wall around the problem, to stand. They're not allowed to get involved. Just stand, watch while the security gets there and they take over. But at least nobody else gets hurt. They're just there to instruct it. So as me and the gentleman were running, I see them just wailing on somebody. I did not know who it was. There was 3 to 4 guys and a girl. They were on top, just wailing at somebody.
When you say wailing, you mean they were throwing punches?
Oh yeah, it was bad.
Okay. And so when you get up there, what do you do?
Well, at that point, there's only 2 things I could do. I don't see security yet because it's happening so fast. I'm yelling it in. And I just went and I mowed them over. I pushed everybody off. With the momentum of me running, I just put my hands on the whole crowd and rolled them over. And I remember getting up, and the first person I got is this girl. I grabbed her. She was hitting somebody down there. I grabbed her up, pushed her off. I got the guy here, pushed him off, and then we're peeling off the other guys. When they saw who it was that went there, they immediately dispersed. That's when I believe security got there, and they were handling.
Okay. And at some point, when you first got up, when did you realize it was Anthony that was on the ground?
After we peeled them off, after I picked up the girl and moved that guy and pushed them off the mound, so to speak, then I noticed there was a security belt, security uniform, and a weapon.
And did that scare you, the fact that there was a weapon in this pile of people?
That's my biggest fear. I will not panic. I will go, just alarms are buzzing. That's my biggest fear.
Okay. Because if someone gets the gun, they could hurt you, your staff, or your patrons, right?
Yes.
At that point, did you know that Pablo was in that pile of people?
No.
Um, so after that happens, at some point, you kind of get everybody off. Is that fair to say?
Yes,
And we saw the video. We see the video that somebody took with their camera, right? That was passed to, I think, Esperanza. And that video that clearly does not show the entirety of this encounter. Is that fair to say?
it's very fair to say.
Okay. And does it look to you like it's been edited in some way?
Definitely.
And why do you say that?
Because it doesn't show me running up, doing what I did and peeled the people off. It didn't show me literally grabbed her from behind, picking her up and putting her over here, getting the other guy, which I guess that was her boyfriend because they stayed together, putting him over there and then dispersing the rest of the people off.
Okay. So what we're really just seeing is the very end of the encounter. Is that safe to say?
Going to the ending, yes, sir.
And then we also saw, to some extent, the video that you had, your surveillance video, I guess, from the club.
Yes, now that will show you, however, it's very hazy, but I could walk through to there I am, and you could see exactly what I did.
Okay. And but it is super hazy, right?
Yes,
That's
we have
one of the
smoke
problems.
machines. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then one of the other problems, you have all these flashing strobe lights and things like that.
Yes, sir.
Does that sometimes obscure the camera
Yes, sir.
and make it difficult to see?
Yes, sir.
And then you don't have, it's kind of dark in the club, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And that's because that's like the mood kind of lighting that people like
Yes,
when
sir.
they're dancing and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
And then as we go through this, so once you've got them initially off, let's start with the overall. No, yeah, the surveillance one. We do that on this. Yeah, just stop. Okay, kind of describe yeah, it's probably easier for you to look at that bigger one. And then just if you need to move your microphone or if you need to say something, just turn around.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us what we're seeing here.
If you could play it a little bit, just a little bit, so I could just
Yeah,
get a grasp of where I'm looking at. Because it'll turn colors with the lights. Yeah, we're looking at the dance floor.
where we have like a fan over there that's in the way.
Yeah, and right here.
Tell me when you see something that's significant. It's very hard to see. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Okay, if you could back it up right there. Now I know where I'm at. I think I'm in the white shirt.
I'm kind of playing it frame by frame. Can you see where you're at there?
Yes, sir.
Where are you? Can you stand up and point to where you're at?
I believe this is me right here.
Okay.
I'm-
And is the fight already started at this time or not yet?
I think, yes, it has.
Do you want me to back it up a
Yes,
little
sir.
bit? Just kind of frame by framing through this. And you just tell me when you see yourself. Is the music quite loud in there?
Yes, sir.
And in fact, throughout the entire encounter, we see some people on the other side of the dance floor, and they don't seem to be aware of what's going on at all. Is that correct?
Correct.
We see them actually dancing. What about another strobe light?
If I'm not mistaken, this camera was probably at 40 feet away.
Okay. You see where you're there at all, or not yet?
Not yet.
Is there something? Well, let me just see what that person. You see that area next to the man in the couch there in the what looks like it could be a baseball hat?
Yes, sir.
Is that the struggle that's going on? It's just very difficult to see. Can you see anything now?
I don't think it's happening yet. Okay, there, that's when I rolled right there. I pushed everybody. It's hard to see it when it's still.
Okay, I'll just play it and you tell me.
I pushed everybody, then I'm feeling them away right there.
Mhm. So you're that right there when we see you, is that you bending over to pick somebody up?
No, that was one of their people. I'm right there. There I am, right there.
We see somebody kind of stumble away.
Yes, sir.
And who was that? Do you
That
know?
was one of the guys in their party.
We see people struggling there.
That's where, yes, I'm in contact with a couple. They kept coming at me or coming at the situation.
Okay. Is there anything else you think we need to see from there?
If we just play it full off and from the beginning, that way I can.
I'm just gonna play it at full speed and you tell me what you see.
Okay. And from this side, it's very hard to see. Right there. There. I came in from that end this way, and I pushed everybody. And the struggle was going on and on and on. You see, there goes one guy got pushed, the other guy's on the bottom with the security guard. And that's where I pushed them because it's still going on. I've already made it one-on-one with the security guard, but these people kept coming. So at least we got a perimeter waiting for the security guards.
Okay. So after you started peeling people off, some of the guys stayed on the fight and some people but Pablo and Anthony are continuing to struggle there on the ground, correct?
Yes, sir.
But after you start peeling people off, and were other staff members like Calvin and Chris also trying to help keep people away?
My staff is the ones that are not certified as security guards or anybody else. They're not allowed to touch, grab, push, or anything. They're allowed to make a wall. Now, sometimes they have to grab somebody or something, but our protocol is if staff is there first, you create a wall. You're telling us, here we are, instead of, we don't know where you are, they're over there. So now we see our staff, half circle, or two guys, they're waving us in, like an airplane, they're just waving us in. And then that's when we all get there, everybody gets there, whoever comes first, either I or security guards, just whoever could come assess and do something in the situation.
Okay. Now, during this period of time, the female and is continuing to come and approach you multiple times. Is that true?
Yes, that's correct.
When you first, let's talk about the people. You said there was, how many males were on top of Anthony when you first arrived?
I believe it was 3 plus his nephew and the girl.
Um,
And I remember the girl because it's rare to see a girl fighting with guys, and she was hands-on.
okay. And so at some point you saw her hands on, and then at some point, Carlos, her boyfriend, is trying to like pull her away, and she keeps coming back to the fight, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
At some point, did she make contact with you physically?
Yes, one of the times that I pushed her back, another fear is I have somebody I'm dealing with here, and takes priority because he's a licensed armed security guard. So my priority is here, and then I have somebody just continuously on my back. One of the later times that I pushed them back is one, she made contact with me and scratched my neck part.
May I approach the
Yes.
issue with remark states number 9 and 10? Do you recognize these photos?
Yes, sir,
And what are those photos of?
of my back.
Of your back, and is this photo 10 is your back and photo 9 is your neck?
Yes,
And when were these photographs taken?
that night when we got home.
Okay. And your wife took these photographs?
Yes, because she saw him. She goes, "Hon, you're scratched up." I said, "Well, I know she made contact with me, but I didn't think it was bad."
And there's a period of time where you're like we see on the other video that's been admitted into evidence, we see you talking to the police officer and your shirt's all kind of undone and like that. Is that because you were showing the officer the injury?
I don't remember.
But if that, you remember why your shirt was all undone when you were talking to the police?
Well, because they were yanking it from behind.
Okay. And these photos 9 and 10, they accurately represent how your neck looked when you got back to your house?
Yes, sir.
I'll send her to the state and move to admit states. Our defendants 9 and 10.
No objection.
All right, defense exhibits 9 and 10 is admitted without objection. Yes.
Well, let's talk about the injury we see in number 9. Do you believe that was caused by the female?
Yes.
And the photo we see the scratch on your back, number 10, do you believe that was caused by the female?
Yes.
Not the stream video, the other one, the cell phone. Okay, now when we start this video, is it apparent to you that this video is only capturing the end part of the altercation?
Yes.
And
yes.
what tells you that?
Because if you see my video, even though it's hazy, you could position those two when I'm standing up and when I'm pushing them. If you were to position those two and back up and forward, there's plenty of video that's missing.
Okay. So here we see, who's that laying on the ground?
Now I know that was Pablo.
Okay. But at the time, did you know that was Pablo?
No, sir.
And the person on top of him is who?
Anthony.
Okay. Now, at this point, when the video starts, the other people that were fighting in that area, they have now stopped or at least moved off of where Anthony is. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And so now, who is this person in the white shirt looking down?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know that next to him, the other security guard has another guy on the floor.
And as we see this video, does it appear that Pablo is continuing to struggle with the officer?
Yes.
Okay. And like right here, he's trying to move his hips in to change direction?
Correct. He's trying to turn himself around.
Do we see you in this photograph?
Me right there looking down.
Okay.
And I'm watching that as I'm watching him twist and turn and trying to turn around.
And what are you doing right here as we see you moving forward?
I'm dealing with that couple, that girl and that guy, and waiting for security. Like I said, it's milliseconds that all this is going on. Right there, I looked down and his hands were more closer to his weapon.
Okay, and now is where we see you actually do like a knee drop on him. Is that correct?
I put one knee on his stomach
Okay. And why did you do that?
because his hands were touching the holster.
Okay. And were you concerned at that time for Anthony's safety and your safety?
I was concerned for everybody's safety. I did not want to have a massacre in my club.
Okay. And then as you're dealing with this, we see you starting to get up. Do we see the female coming back towards you?
Yes.
Okay. And then you get up here and push them. Is that correct?
Correct.
And we see you push him again. We see an object at the bottom of the frame. You know what that is?
That appears to be Anthony's hat or somebody's black hat.
We see her step towards it, and then we see her, I think, pushed again, and then she falls in the area of the hat. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Or here you're doing this with your hand. What are you doing when you're doing this?
When a situation goes on, I yell. And as you can hear me there, I am yelling because I need everybody to understand to get back. Just, I don't care who you are. You have no business.
So here we see some items here on the area on the floor. We see the hat. Do we know what those other items are?
On the very bottom, if you can see that little white rectangular thing, it's about a rectangular right here. This right there.
Mm-hmm.
My wife prints out and labels every radio. That's the radio because that's the label that she prints out, like 15, 10. They are all marked and GPS.
Now, in this picture, we can't see the people. Is the struggle continuing during this period of time? Kind of blocked by these other people?
I think the security guards they'll be coming up from that end.
And then this is the time when you push the girl and the guy, I guess the third time. Is that correct?
Yes, because if you can see the distance, they're closer than the previous times. They're real close to what's going on. Where the hat was at, that was far away.
Okay. And she falls in about the direction of where the hat and the radio is?
Yes, sir.
And do we see him reach down to pick something up at this time?
Yes, sir.
And do we know what he picked up?
No, but the radio and the hat are no longer there.
When you look back there, we don't see the hat any longer.
No, sir, no hat, no radio. Everything was missing now.
Um, Now, afterwards, Anthony had, what, afterwards, there was, an effort. Part of your thing is if you have an incident where staff people get hurt, you guys want to document that, is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And, so there were some photos taken of Anthony. Have you seen these photos before? You can take a look at them. What's been marked as Defense Exhibit 7. Let me go through these real quick. Defense Exhibit 7, 5. Let me put them in order first. So we have Defense Exhibit 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and States Exhibit 33 and 24. Okay. Were these photos that were taken to document any injuries that he might have the night of the event?
If there's any incidents, they're always to take photos at the end of the night as well as write a statement.
And did they do that in this occasion? Did they all write statements and have photographs taken?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm
But you've seen these with Anthony, correct?
probably back then.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And when you saw Anthony after the event, what did you notice about Anthony?
That night,
Yes.
the morning, he was just he was showing signs of being in a struggle. You know, after a fight, you're limping, you're red. His face was red and had marks on his face.
Did you notice anything abnormal about his uniform?
Well, that some of his gear was stripped off.
And was there at some point were you informed that the radio was missing?
Yes, immediately after the radio was known, when we did an inventory of what was missing, we realized that the radio was part of it, and we started GPSing it.
What about the baton? Was the baton missing as well?
Yes, the baton.
Did you ever locate the baton?
We didn't locate the baton, no, sir.
Okay. And the radio, so talk about it, the radio's equipped with a GPS device and you started to GPS that?
Yes, sir. Immediately, it's like pinging the phone. You're trying to ping it to find out where it's at, and they do that through the computer. So they were pinging it, and we could see it. It was on I-10 and 1604 at a tire shop, a mechanic shop, in the wee hours of the night. You know, after 3 o'clock in the morning, and then from there, it went to Nixon, Texas.
And that's significant to you, the fact that it went to a tire shop, because you're aware that Mr. Rodriguez was a mechanic. You knew that at the time?
Yes, they fixed the tires of my trailers and my trucks, and they also replaced one of my motors in one of the trucks.
And then after you tracked it to Nixon, at some point, did you describe this to Detective Grossi?
Yes, I told him that there's reports, that we filed reports over there in Nixon, and that we pinged it over there.
And did you ever go out to Nixon to see where it was, or did you ever?
Yes, I know we went there once. It's been a while. I believe we went out there twice, but I know for a fact that we went out there once because it was pinging by a church and an apartment complex, not apartments. They're like two duplexes together, like a row, four apartments together.
And you know if the Nixon police ever went out, or the police department handling that area ever went out to try to locate the device?
Yes, one police officer met us out there, and we're showing them where it was pinging. And so we were looking around the church building, and I didn't want to get close to the apartments. So that was going to be up to him on what he did.
Okay. But as far as you know, they never did locate the radio after that?
No, sir.
And it no longer functioned after that?
It functioned maybe a week or two, another Saturday, either the next Saturday or one of the Saturdays following. And the reason we know that is because when you click our radios, it tells you who's calling. Like if I have number 16 and I click number 16, all of the radios will say 16 is calling. So that way we identify which guard is calling it in. So we're already on alert to, hey, it's so-and-so's radio. He's clicking it. Go check on him. And the number came up with a missing radio, and they were just yelling and screaming and talking while we were conducting business, and it was during business hours.
Okay. John, I'm going to show definitively to finish 1, 2, and 3. I've already tended these to the state. We're going to ask that they be admitted. I believe there's no objection.
Any objection?
No objection.
Right, defense exhibits 1, 2, and 3 are admitted without objection.
And is there a camera at the entrance exit door?
Yes.
And are these stills that we took from that entrance exit door camera?
Yes, sir.
And who is in these photographs? Who's the person in the brown shirt?
That's Pablo.
Okay. And is he being escorted by a security guard as he leaves the building?
By Anthony.
Yeah. And Anthony actually is hands-on with him as they leave the building?
He's got his shoulder on him just in case if he wants to turn around, or it's protocol. We put our hands on their shoulders.
I'll publish the jury. Before this incident happened with Pablo, I mean, when you found out that it was how did you find out it was Pablo that was the person that was on the ground?
I don't remember.
Okay. When did you find out, that night or another night?
Yes, that night, because his wife was in the front, but during the whole interaction, I did not know it was him.
And there were some people that you knew were involved in the fight, but did you know the names, addresses, and phone numbers of these other people that were involved?
No, sir.
Okay. When you did the knee drop on Pablo, was it your intention to cause him? Was it your intention to be cruel to him or mean to him in any way?
No, sir.
Okay. What was your intention in doing that?
To stop him from grabbing the weapon.
And did you believe at that time that you were defending yourself and defending Anthony?
Yes, sir, because Anthony, he could not handle him, and something else had to be done before that. Again, milliseconds. He could have grabbed, and it would have been bad.
And now, when you did the knee drop, was it your intention to cause injury to any person when you did that? I mean, was it your intention to cause serious bodily injury to the person that was laying there?
No, sir.
What was your intent? What was your hope was going to happen after that?
I was hoping he'd just stop. I was hoping he would just free up and give up.
Okay. And if the female and her boyfriend had actually stayed away, what would you have done if they would have stayed away and not come back to continue to get involved?
I'm just gonna object to speculation now.
Sustain.
Well, let me ask you this. If they had stayed away, that would give you a better opportunity to handle the situation.
If they would have stayed away, while we're calling in security, the next thing to do, while there's already somebody hands on the person, the other person immediately grabs the legs and folds him back and neutralizes his movement.
Okay. And so because these other people were getting involved in the fight, did that make it more of a difficult situation for you to contain?
Correct.
Now there were some phone calls between you and Tina afterwards. Can you describe how did that come about?
Tina went to the front and she talked to first she went to my daughter at the front desk, and then she went outside to talk to my son. When she was at the front desk, she asked for my number, and my daughter told her, or she didn't give her my number, so she gave her number to give it to me.
Okay. But it was Tina that reached out to you and asked you to contact her, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you had a couple phone conversations with her, is that correct?
That's correct.
Um, and you actually sent Tina, I'm going to show you what's been admitted in the evidence, is, I think you stated at 14. Did you actually send Tina a copy of the video that was on Facebook?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Read that.
It is on his nephew's Facebook, and it is clear on it.
Okay. But is that a video that you sent her?
I don't know if I don't think I sent her the video. I think I sent her a screenshot.
Oh, a
I
screenshot.
don't remember, because her nephew or the girlfriend, they were just saying a lot of negative stuff about us on Facebook.
So in this text, you're saying, it looks bad over here as well. A security guard was beat up real bad. Let's work together and figure this all out. What was your intention in sending that text?
Just to help each other out. We're friends. I didn't want it to go further.
And you said, you are my family and I value you very much.
Yes, sir.
And in this question, we hear what colors were his pants? I'm trying to identify. At some point, are you trying to identify the other people that were involved in the fight?
I was trying to identify everybody,
And why were you trying to do that?
because I wanted to know who those other guys were that were fighting so we could ban them.
And during the fight, the porter named Calvin, was he injured as part of the fight?
Yes, he ended up going to the hospital with a dislocated shoulder, is what I was told.
And then he missed work the next weekend because of his injuries from the fight?
Yes, sir.
At some point, was she trying to did you feel like she was trying to get money out of you?
Yes, the conversation from us trying to help her started going toward, well, Pablo needs to get compensated. So then it was no longer help. It was like, okay, it's more, she's talking more of a settlement instead of helping each other out.
What do you mean by helping each other out?
Well, I mean, I was just trying to do the friendly thing and work together. Let's figure this out, because it happened, and let's just work on it. Let's work it out.
I'll pass on this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, do you all need a short break? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you all a 15-minute break. Is that enough time for everyone? All right, please remember my previous instructions, and I will have you all back here at 3:45. Everyone, please rise for the jurors. the witness for cross-examination.
Yes, sir.
All right, State, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Rendon, one, you've never spoken with me or my co-counsel, have you?
No, sir.
Okay. One, this incident all happened on August 20th, 2023, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Within Bear County,
Correct.
and Pablo was injured, is that right?
Well, as it stated, yes,
And you're the one that's in the video kneeing him in the stomach, is that correct?
that's correct.
And let me ask you about the videos. How many video cameras do you have inside of that, or did you have inside that establishment?
One. Outside Wi-Fi video cameras, about 6, because we had to have one on the roof as well. Inside, let's see. At that time, I don't think we had the Wi-Fi video, and if we did, we probably just had one. We had the hardwired video, the one you would buy like at Sam's or Costco, and it was hard to, it's hard to keep it on the internet, on the Wi-Fi as well.
How many cameras did you have on the inside of that building?
Let's see, one. Maybe 14 to 16.
How many videos did you turn over to the Detective Gross of SAPD?
I believe 1.
And out of that one, was that the one that we're seeing?
Yes, sir.
The jury saw previously?
Correct.
And that one was recorded from a cell phone from a computer screen, is that correct?
That's correct, because we're afraid to lose it. We've tried downloading videos on that system, and we'd end up deleting it, or it was just, so it was the safest thing for us to do is just play it while recorded on the phone.
And so out of 14 or 16 cameras, that's the only video that you have at the inside of this establishment during that incident?
No. That on the dance floor, that was the only one. The rest of the cameras were for theft for the employees. We had probably, from 4, 2, 3 on the bars, on top of the bars, on top of the registers for theft, for both from the employees or from customers.
Oh, yeah, okay. Employee theft, that's a big deal in a business, so I understand that. So for instance, why didn't you turn over the camera of the bartender cutting Pablo off at the bar?
I was the one doing the cameras, and I didn't know that I just didn't do it. I don't know why.
I mean, you're charged with aggravated assault, serious bodily injury, second-degree felony,
Correct.
and you don't think that was important?
I didn't know that. I just didn't do it. I mean, I thought it would be just, I thought the detective would do his due diligence and resolve the case.
Resolve the case, meaning not file it.
Yes, correct.
Because the video that we see you kneeing Pablo in the stomach did come about till several weeks later.
I don't recall.
You don't recall. Well, that's what the testimony of Tina was, that she received it from somebody that actually gave it to her nephew's girlfriend, and then they forwarded it to her. You heard the testimony, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
So several weeks later, that's when that video surfaced. You kneeing Pablo in the stomach.
Okay.
The other video of you pushing or shoving Esperanza, that's the video that was uploaded to your website, the Facebook.
I object. These are statements, not questions.
All
I'm
right, that'll
asking
be
you-
overruled.
I'm asking you, that video that you actually sent in this, a screenshot of it, that's the Facebook photo or video that Esperanza posted of you shoving her.
Correct.
Right. So that video is the one that you had the next day because she was upset, right?
She was upset because she sent me a message to the point where she wanted us to take off the video of her walking out because she was embarrassed the way she was dressed. That's what.
Speaking of that video, You're stating, or tell me if I'm wrong, with the testimony you stated earlier, you're saying that possibly her boyfriend, Carlos, actually picked up the radio or something. I mean, that's what I understood from your testimony earlier. Is that correct?
Well, the radio was there and he'd been down, and then the stuff wasn't there anymore.
Okay. Yeah, but this has been once. Sorry, Your Honor, my co-counsel telling me I might have it in evidence, so. Yes, right here. This was them leaving after the incident, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead and play it, please. You saw Carlos, right? Play it again, please. Pause it. You see in here, you obviously see Esperanza at the front,
Yes, sir.
yes. And then the individual, her boyfriend, which is Carlos Rodriguez, is standing right behind her or following her out. Is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, and then his friend, Mr. Baez, is behind them. Tell me what you see in their hands. Please play it.
I just see a baseball cap.
A baseball cap.
Correct.
Where was the radio?
He could have put it in pants. He could have put it in his bag. I don't know. If I would have known, I would have got it.
But it's your allegations is that he stole the hat and
No,
also,
sir.
I'm sorry, but he
It's
said
what the
earlier-
video said. The stuff was there. He bends over. The stuff is not there no more. I don't know if he took it or not, but he bent over to pick something up.
But in front of this jury, you just stated that it's a possibility that he's the one that picked up the radio and took it.
Yes.
Okay. But after seeing this, are you still saying that?
Yes, I don't know what he did with it. If he did get it, I don't know if he put it in his pants or I don't know.
Still a possibility in your eyes?
It left the premises at the end of the night.
Because at the end of this video, play it a little bit. Who is that? The bald guy.
His name is Scott.
Scott is following them out, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
Escorting them out.
Correct.
So they had one of your radios, he probably would have taken it back, right?
Well, the place is pretty much, well, there's no house lights on. It's pitch dark in there with the only thing lighting it up is the club lights.
Plus,
So side is different.
so, okay, so let's go back inside. When you're inside with one video, you decide to go over to help out. Is that right?
Yes.
And you're a certified peace officer or you a certified
No,
security
sir.
officer? So you put hands on though.
Yes, sir.
And you believe, tell me if I'm wrong, you believe that by law, you can stop anything by any means when it's inside your club.
Yes, I was a license holder.
So you're thinking that you can do anything you want to anybody
No,
in
sir,
that club.
not anything. Just if somebody's doing something grave danger to me or to my customers, I can't be gentle.
You can't be gentle?
I can't ask them, hey, please leave, please put it up.
I understand that. I mean, so a knee to the stomach as hard as you can and sort of grinding it in, is that being maybe too
I didn't
aggressive?
grind it in. I put my knee in his stomach to give him some time to pause and think of what he's doing because his hands were around the weapon.
I'm sorry, you say you put.
Oh.
Did you put your knee or did you slam it down to his stomach?
I made contact with his stomach.
Did you slam it down to his stomach?
I made contact.
Did you slam your knee into his stomach or not?
What is the definition of slamming, sir?
What's your definition?
Slamming?
Yeah. Is it that?
I don't know. I don't know the definition of slamming, but I put my knee on his stomach.
Okay.
You said earlier that I put both knees. I didn't put both knees.
Well, from the video.
No, it's one knee, sir.
So tell me this, if he was reaching for that gun, why didn't you grab his hand?
Because I had those other two behind me, and I was afraid I was going to get jumped from behind.
The other two, that one, you knew an individual was holding her back. You saw that. You saw the video. That man, Carlos Rodriguez, never ever try to touch you or touch any of your security guards. Isn't that correct?
If I would have been able to assess all of that, things would have been different.
Isn't that
It
correct?
happened so fast in milliseconds. I wish they wouldn't have cropped the video so you could see the entirety of the video to show what the only choice I had to do is what I did. I didn't know their intentions. I know they kept coming. I know that he was hitting somebody there. I know that she was hitting somebody when I first got there. So they were already a threat.
So my question was, Carlos Rodriguez never touched you, never touched your security guards. Is that correct?
I don't know because
From that video. where
from
you-
that small clip,
Yes, from that small clip. The clip.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
he doesn't show to be doing nothing. He's trying to pull her away in that clip. Yes, sir.
He's pulling away the lady, Esperanza, away from you and away from this, what's going on. Is that correct?
That's correct.
With Pablo laying on his back with Anthony Cochran on top of him, with his stomach exposed. Correct?
Yes.
That's when you walk up and you slam your knee into his
If
midsection.
you could see the video, if you could play the video, you could see how he's already twisting and turning back.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so, and his hands get to this area where his gun's at.
Who did you tell about the gun?
I don't know.
You don't know, or you didn't tell anyone.
I don't remember. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
You remember quite a bit of this, but you don't remember if you told anybody about the deadly weapon that you were very fearful of, that a shootout in your club, people were going to die in the safest club here. You
I
didn't
would,
tell anybody.
I don't remember.
You didn't tell Tina in the conversation, a 40-minute conversation. You never mentioned a gun.
I don't remember, sir.
Would you like to listen to your 40-minute conversation to see if it's in there? Or would you just believe that I'm telling you it's not in there?
If it's not in there, it's not in there.
Okay. And then tell me this, during your conversation with Detective Gross that was recorded,
Mhm.
when did you tell him about the gun and that you were in fear of your life or Cochran's life or everybody else's life? Tell me that. When did you mention that gun?
I don't remember. I don't think I did.
You don't believe you did.
I don't think I did.
Why is that?
I thought my whole thinking was the DA was gonna call me back and they were gonna check the rest of it. What happened? What the assault to a security guard, the assault to our bar back. I thought it was gonna be followed up.
Let's talk about that, because that night you told no less than 2 officers that you don't want to press charges. You recall that?
Yes,
And then you recall saying, if y'all press charges, I'm going to press charges. You recall that?
if that's what the video says, yes, sir.
I'm not talking about a video.
Or
I'm talking about
audio.
your phone call.
If the phone call says it, it was such a long time ago.
I understand, but you have access to your recorded phone call because you turned it over to the police. Is that correct?
Yes,
So you have access to it. You're the one that made the recordings.
okay. Yes, sir.
So you've listened to it up until this trial, did you?
No, actually, I had not been listening to it.
Okay, well,
But-
let's talk about that. Let's talk about the cap incident, or the incident where you talk about Pablo grabbing you and shaking you, that you just on direct you talked about. Who did you tell that to? Other than today?
I don't think I told anybody about it.
No one.
I don't think so.
You didn't tell Tina that.
I don't remember. I might have told Tina. If anybody, I would have told her.
Actually, don't you recall talking about a cap? You talked about like that Pablo had turned his baseball cap backwards.
No, I had a cap and he grabbed my cap.
Okay, well, if I'm telling you in your phone conversation, and I can let you listen to it if you like, that you speak about that, you tell Tina, your husband turned his cap back 3 times. I told him to turn it back around. He knew that we don't allow that in here.
Mhm.
So you do recall that?
No, I don't. But if it's in the recording, then that's what I said.
And you do talk about Pablo quite a bit, that he'd been there, that y'all are family to me.
Yes, sir.
I love y'all. I hug you. I tell him I love him. You talked about this through the whole conversation with Tina,
Yes, sir.
right? And that's that 101. I mean, and I'm not denying the fact that that's your job, really. Because
Yes,
you're
sir.
a bar owner, you got to be friends with everybody, right?
Yes, sir.
I understand that. But you're telling her the next day that you're friends, that you're like your family to me, I care for you, things like that. Is that right?
Yes, I treat everybody the same. I take care of my community.
And then you also talked to her about the video. It says you told her the video shows you making contact, Tina, with my security detail.
Yeah.
What video is that?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I mean, talk about it once, and then you say the video shows you put hands on the security guard. She answers no. That video.
I had not reviewed the cameras. What I was told from my staff that she put hands on them first, and I was going to refer to my videos and look for it.
Well, I can show it. I can play it for you if you like, and outside the presence of the jury here. But you know, less than 3 times. Tell her the video shows you made contact with him. You said it 3 times,
Right.
to Tina. So why would you tell her that if you've never seen the videos?
Because I believe my staff. And this was a few days later. We're off Mondays. We're off Sundays. We're off Mondays. So during the week, we need to go research that video.
So the next day you're talking to Tina and you're recording the conversation.
Yes, sir.
Tell me this, why were you recording the conversation?
For this reason.
For this reason?
Yeah.
So this is something that you would review before you came into court
No,
today,
I
right?
just wanted to have proof that I'm not lying, and if she was lying, then it would be told.
You realize that Tina asked you 3 different times to see the video?
Yes.
What did you tell her?
If that's what it says.
What did you tell her?
I don't remember.
You told her, no, I can't show it to you. I'm going to give it to the DA. I'm going to give it to the police. Did you give this video that you were talking about to the police?
We never found that video.
Never found that video.
No, sir.
The one that you're telling her that you watched.
Yes, because that's what my staff had told me that. So I was hoping it was on video camera. As you can see, it's very hazy on the one camera that we do have.
Very hazy. I mean, it's not even actually the real video. It's a cell phone video, right? The cell phone video.
Oh, yeah,
of
the
video.
recording of the video. Yes, sir.
Now, you talk about it's several times in this conversation you have in there. You like using the word de-escalate, right?
Yes, sir.
And she asked you, "Can I see the video?" You're like, "No, I'm going to give it to the detective." And then you tell her, "I got to protect. I told you I got to control it. I figured it out, and then I'll de-escalate this situation." You recall talking about that?
If it's in the recording, then that's what I said. I don't know for verbatim of what I said.
And you had told her, "I asked you to stay away from the cops," and you were talking to the police that night.
I don't
You recall that?
I don't recall. If it's on the, like I said, if it's on the recording, that's what I said.
You also talk about your security guard, how he was bruised all over his body.
Okay.
Right? This is the next day.
Okay.
Bruised all over his body. You saw the pictures, right?
Yes, sir.
He's bruised all over his body?
I believe those pictures were taken that same night.
Okay. And then also you say he was brutalized. I mean, that's a strong word. What do you define as brutalized?
Well, if there's 4 people hitting on one person and a lady hitting on one person, I call that brutalized.
Hitting on one person.
Yes.
Hitting.
If they were attacking him, to me, that's brutal.
Attacking. Yeah, it's attacking. You've seen these pictures, right, that are in of him?
Yes, sir.
And he was attacked and brutalized?
Yes, sir.
That? Look right here.
Yes.
I mean, have you seen the video? I mean, have you seen the pictures of what you caused?
Well, I've seen him. Yes. Yes, I've seen him.
Which one's brutalized?
Both are.
Both are?
Yes.
Both of these.
You have 4 guys and a lady attacking a gentleman, and you don't call that brutalized? I call that brutal.
Okay.
One-on-one, it's different.
You don't think what you did by kneeing him in the stomach and tearing his intestines isn't brutal?
Well, if the whole video would show everything, if we had the whole video, if some people call it brutal, we stopped a tragedy. I stopped a tragedy from happening.
Okay. So again, we realize that this video of you kneeing him doesn't come up until weeks later. You're having this conversation with Tina Jimenez the next day, and then the text messages that have been entered, well, partial, your text messages have been entered into evidence, go over a period of a few days up to like the 24th or so. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say.
And then at some point, did y'all stop communication
Yes, sir.
And that was within probably, and tell the jury, like within the first week or so?
Maybe, yes, maybe a week, whatever the dates are on the phone. The phone will be accurate on the pictures.
And so you actually had that conversation with the phone call, and then you, within the first day or on that day, and then the text messages last a few days, and then you don't have any more contact with her. And then later on, Detective Gross actually contacts you. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And that's probably within a week, or maybe like a week or two.
More or two, or it was further down the line. Wasn't quick.
And that video of you kneeing him hasn't surfaced yet.
I don't remember.
But I mean, you spoke to the police before it surfaced, right?
Yes.
And you spoke to Tina before it surfaced.
Yes.
And you talked to the officers that night before it surfaced. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You never mentioned to any of them that you need somebody in the stomach as hard as you did on that video, did you?
I didn't realize I did it that hard. I didn't realize there was so much going on. I didn't even remember that I did that. It was just so chaotic.
You didn't mention to anyone that you hit Pablo at all.
I didn't even know it was Pablo.
You knew you didn't know it was Pablo at the time, but you knew Pablo had been hit and was on the ground that night, though. You found that out. You testified to that just now.
Yes, sir. Later on that night, correct.
So you knew that.
Afterwards, after all this.
Talking to Tina the next day, you knew you're the one that need Pablo in the stomach.
No, sir, I didn't. It was so many people. They were fighting. I didn't know who was what or what. I didn't know that was him that I hit him in the stomach.
You never mentioned that you hit anybody that night to any of the individuals I mentioned, the detective, the officers, or Tina for that matter. You didn't say that to anybody. You didn't tell anybody that particular night that somebody was reaching for a gun and you had to knee them. You didn't tell that to the detective. You didn't tell that to Tina. But then all of a sudden, when this video arrives, then tell me this, is that when you change your story?
I never changed my story, sir.
Well, you left a large portion of the night out.
No, the detective left a large portion. He didn't do his work on what needed to be done on the case.
You got this video.
Okay. He didn't get the rest of the story. Who defended me? Did the state defend me? It was one-sided. They saw me put the knee, that small video. It looks bad. I will say that.
Really bad, right?
Yes, I'm sorry. I injured somebody that was committing a felony. I'm sorry.
He's committed a felony.
He's assaulting a security guard, and through Texas, that is a state felony.
So real quick, but y'all didn't want to press charges, and y'all chose not to press charges. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Let me ask you this. And this is a direct quote. I don't care how bad Pablo is, he is a civilian. Did you say that?
I don't remember. Now, what's the context? You just read
It's in the phone conversation you have with Tina.
if it's on the phone conversation, it is. I mean, I don't, again, it's like the video. It's a small clip of what was the conversation. I don't, if I said it, I said it.
Okay. Body cams.
Yes, sir.
Your security guards have body cams.
They have to buy their own body cams, so some of them can't afford them.
Where are they? Where are those body cams from that night?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know if Anthony was wearing one. I don't. I know Scott had one. But I don't. He wasn't even inside.
Let me ask you this. Out of all those body cams that maybe or maybe not there, how many were turned over to the police?
I don't know.
Were there any?
I don't know.
Did you turn over any body cams to the police?
No.
During this phone conversation, you constantly tell Tina, we can file charges against you and Pablo and his nephew and his nephew's girlfriend. Felony charges. Do you remember constantly telling her that?
If it's in the audio, then recording it, yes.
And you speak about, I'm going to talk to my security guard about not filing charges.
Okay.
And then you also say, I don't have to file charges against the girl. You recall that?
If it says on the audio, I believe you.
And that's the way you were de-escalating. You're de-escalating the situation. You're telling her that we won't press charges
Okay, if that's what I said,
if you don't press charges. To Tina, you're saying if you don't press charges, we won't press charges.
okay.
We were talking to Tina about telling them, y'all are good people. I like y'all.
Yes, sir.
And Pablo might have been a little drunk, but he wasn't plastered.
Right,
He was having a good time,
correct,
a very, very good time.
correct.
And in fact, he was giggling when he had spoken to you at one point.
Yeah, he had, I don't know how to say it. He'd been drinking a little bit more that night than usual.
But not out of control.
No, I mean, not out of control. No, sir.
In fact, you mentioned that, not out of control. You tell her that.
Okay.
And does Tina ever ask you, like, during this conversation, the one thing that she asked you, do you remember what the one thing that she asked you of?
No, sir.
Was it something of the factor, please, from the bottom of my heart, I ask you, train them better?
Okay.
Remember that?
If you say it's on the audio, I believe you.
Who do you think she's speaking of?
Yeah, an objection hearsay.
With regards to hearsay, that will be
Statement
sustained.
that Tina made, that's an objection to hearsay.
Oh,
I'm so
I
sorry.
apologize, Jess. I apologize. I did not hear that. My hearing, I apologize. Do
Thank
you
you,
recall
Cindy.
telling Tina, I didn't know what happened when I saw you outside? Do you remember that?
I don't remember. If it's on the audio, then that's what I said.
And you told her that then you went to the police officer. And that you didn't like that, right?
If it's on the audio, yes, sir.
Now, I'm going to ask you, did you state this statement to her? I have a legal right to do whatever means it takes to de-escalate. If nobody is listening, they can keep coming, and then I'll push them or shove them. I do whatever it takes to de-escalate.
I mean, yes, that's what I will do.
Do you believe you can do whatever you want?
No, it's not whatever. It's if somebody, let me start from the basics. If we don't like their attitude, we ban them. If you're raising a baseball cap around, then we escort you out. We don't, I mean, it's broad, whatever means, it depends on the situation.
You also state, the law states that I do whatever means it takes to de-escalate. If you don't like it, that's the law. The law is the law.
I believe that's in the penal code or somewhere. I have
Sorry, they want
to do whatever means necessary. I think it says force or do whatever means necessary, something like that.
But from the video that we saw earlier about you kneeing Pablo in the stomach, that is any means necessary.
First of all, I didn't know it was Pablo. The gentleman was assaulting a security guard, a licensed security guard. If that would have been a police officer and he was assaulting the police officer, you would have been looking at this totally different.
Okay.
I had to stop it.
Speaking of that, of what you're just mentioning right there, since you brought that up, if a police officer would have done what you did, what do you think would have happened to them?
Objection calls for speculation.
Sustained.
Okay. one of the last things you tell Tina is that you'll have to hire an attorney. She'll have to hire an attorney, Esperanza, that is, because we'll file charges, and then she'll get arrested. She'll have to make a $15,000 bond, and just to prove that she is wrong. Do you recall telling her that?
Once again, sir, if it's on the audio, then I said it. I'm not denying it.
Okay, thank you. Well, let me ask you this. Who owns the security company that works at your establishment?
A Grunt Security, and my wife owns it.
Your wife that's sitting right back here?
Yes, sir.
And she's the main stakeholder in that. She owns that business.
Yes, sir.
So she would know where all the body cams are, right?
Well, no, there's in a security company, there is a manager. It's not like a regular Walmart manager. There's an actual manager that is in charge, and that he does all the DPS reports and does all that stuff.
But she owns the company.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You speak about this GPS. Who lived in the duplex?
I have no idea.
You didn't look it up online or anything like that?
No, sir. I was
So-
hoping the authorities would do their job.
Out in Nixon, I'm assuming you mean the people in Nixon.
Right. Yes. Well, we also the detective here in San Antonio. I mean,
And who owns this tire shop?
I have no
Who
idea.
works at this tire shop?
I don't know, but they, that's where it went from our club to that tire shop on 1604 and I-10 on the east side of San Antonio.
So you really don't know who works at the tire shop, who owns the tire shop. I mean, if it stopped anywhere else, was it a house next to the tire shop? You have no clue, do you?
Well, there's no houses next to that tire shop. And we went and drove the locations so we could call the authorities, and we just I followed up with the GPS, and it took us to Nixon.
And out in Nixon, you have no idea who lives in the duplex. You have no idea. I mean, it's pure conjecture on your part, just guess, right? Of who lives there.
I had no clue who lives there. I was following the radio. The radio was telling me where to go.
And you speak about compensation, that she's asking for compensation. In this phone conversation or any of these text messages, since those are the last times you actually spoke with Tina, when did she ask you for compensation at all?
I don't remember.
Because she doesn't.
If it's in the audio recordings and it's there,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And so is your testimony today that you knee dropped into Pablo's stomach to protect everybody?
Yes, sir.
And this club that you're saying is a safe haven and for everybody.
Yes, sir.
So why didn't you just grab his hand? I don't understand that.
Because I had that other couple behind me and they were just continuously behind me, and I did not want to get hit behind my head or get attacked from behind.
The same people that were moving away. In fact, if you watch the video again, and we can watch it again if you like, but when Tina really gets upset is after you knee Pablo. You do
Well,
realize that,
I
right?
hadn't need Pablo when she was attacking him, when she was attacking the security guard.
Right.
I pulled her off, but she was attacking.
Right.
So, I mean, she
You
was
were-
already a problem. I had already assessed she was a problem.
And you had cleared the floor. You've gotten all these people off of Anthony Cochran because Anthony Cochran is now on top of Pablo. You got another security guard right behind you dealing with maybe somebody else that tosses somebody a little bit in that one video, that hazy video of yours. So you have everything sort of calmed down. You have a gentleman holding a lady, and this is when you choose to knee Pablo in the stomach.
It's easy to do the Monday quarterback, but when it happens and it's milliseconds, there's only so much you can do and react to so many situations. I assessed it. I saw that couple was a problem when I peeled her off of him when she was attacking the security guard, and I peeled them two and pushed them that way, and then I pushed the rest of the people off, and they scared them, and they just started peeling away like an onion, just keeping it. Now, once you start scattering and dissolving it, then it gets clearer. But if I still have a threat behind me, it's I couldn't say, oh, well, he didn't do nothing. It's just her. I couldn't just say that. I couldn't just, to me, that was a threat because if they were attacking the security guard when I got there and I pulled them off while they were swinging and attacking the security guard, they are a threat. I don't care if now he's just holding her back and, oh, I'm not doing, no, sir. He was a threat. At one point in that situation, they were both a threat. And that's how I felt. That's what I did. You know, I did what I did. Nobody got injured. Nobody else got injured. There was not a massacre that the weapon did not get loose. No, that's it. I did not want to have a tragedy on my life, on my conscience, that somebody got shot up at a club.
You don't think this is a tragedy? So
He
what happened to
was,
Pablo?
he was committing a felony assaulting a security guard.
On his back?
Well, yeah, that's to your advantage, that little clip. Where's the rest of that?
I don't know. I mean, you had cameras, 14, 16 cameras in this establishment, but only one shows up that's off of a camera from a phone. So you tell me.
No, it's not from the phone. We recorded it because we did not want to lose the video on the monitor because we've lost video before trying to download it. So it's not that I did it. We did it for a reason. And the cameras are not for the customers. They're for the theft. That was just one camera that has a broad for roughly 30 to 40 feet.
Well, you talk about a lot of safety, and you have 8 to 12 security guards, and there's like 800 people in this place, but all your cameras, all 14 or 16, only one that's hazy is actually filming anybody out on the dance floor. Is this the first fight you've ever had in this establishment?
That camera was not for business when we're open. That camera's for during the week if we get broken into.
Okay.
Because as you can see, they're not clear with no lights, and in the blinking lights or the strobes, you can't get clarity. So it was just a broad range of a camera. So if somebody broke in, we could see that in general. Because yes, we had maybe 2 cameras per register, sometimes even 3. So because that's where the theft was.
You spoke about being a very safe club, correct? When your attorney was talking to you.
Yes, sir.
You talked about that you had to have, like, for every 200 people, you had to like have 2 or one security guard. Am I remembering that right?
Yes, sir. There's a matrix. Yes, sir.
But any given moment during, especially Saturday night, you would have 8 to 12 armed security guards in your establishment.
We strive to have as many as possible because, quite frankly, a lot of people don't want to work. So if we got 8, we're happy. If we got 12, it's okay because at least we're not understaffed.
So on this particular night, you would have had at least the minimum of 8, and you would have had body cams on some of them, probably. Maybe.
They own their own body cameras, but I think there was, I don't know if there was 5 or 6 that night. I don't have the head count.
5 or 6 body cams.
No, 5 or 6 security guards. I didn't say body cams, sir.
But none of those body cams the footage never got to the police. And the only footage from inside this very safe establishment is one hazy camera that was filmed by a phone on a computer screen, right?
Yes, sir.
And you have fights inside of this establishment. This is not the first one.
It's a club.
That was a question. So is that a yes or no?
Yes,
You had some before,
correct.
several before, haven't you?
Yes,
You've had other altercations at this establishment. Is that correct?
yes, sir.
Objection relevance.
Overruled.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
And even after this incident happened, you've had altercations and fights at the establishment, correct?
Yes, sir.
And on all of those, how many videos made it to the police for them to investigate?
Well, I mean, the fights.
Yes, objection. Those are other incidents that are not relevant to this. Objection relevance.
All right, I can have parties approach.
And there's been previous instances here at your location where firearms were involved.
Yes,
And in those instances, you would be contacted by police, correct?
we would be contacted, or we would.
You're the owner.
Yes, sir.
And if, especially if you're at the location when it happens, right?
Yes,
And then you would turn over video or anything else to the police, right?
well, if it's available, yes, sir.
You would turn over videos from inside?
Again, objection relevance to other instances.
All right, that will be overruled.
You would turn over video from inside, right?
Whatever would be available.
Several videos from it. I mean, anything that was filmed, right?
If whatever incident, if it was filmed on that camera, but not all the cameras on the registers, or because the cameras are aimed down to the register. They're not to the customers. They're aimed down to see the transaction.
And so, any video from the outside, right?
Yes, sir.
And also body worn cam that was held by your security guards, right?
Well, not all of them have them, so whatever would be available.
So whatever was available, anybody that had one, you would turn that over, right?
Well, as long as, I mean, if that was requested.
Right. So that anything pertinent to say some incident before, especially with weapons or anything involved, you would turn all that over.
Yes, sir.
But in this incident, you did not. This had a gun involved in it, didn't it?
We turned over the right there where it's not a clear camera footage.
Body worn cams.
I don't know who had them. I don't know. That was a detective's job to find out. I don't know who had them. If they had a body camera, if Scott had a body camera, if he was outside, if that was irrelevant, then I mean, I don't know who had a body camera. The gentleman that was with me, he was the door guy. He's not gonna have a body camera.
Now, in September of 2023, that's in September. This happened in August 20th, 2023. But in September of 2023, you spoke with Detective Gross.
Whatever the date is, yes, sir.
Yeah, in September, to be fair. And you remember saying that that the victim of the ag assault SBI, which is Pablo, you knew at that point he was the victim because he'd already had surgery and everything, right?
I believe Detective Gross had told me about it.
And you say to the detective, I didn't even touch him. You remember saying that?
No, I know he had asked me about the lady and her husband or her boyfriend or her husband, whatever it was, and then that's when I said I didn't touch him, but I got confused.
Oh, so you're confused on that one?
Yes, sir. I mean, if you listen to the audio, you could hear that I'm confused.
So that says it on the audio.
If it
That's
says it,
accurate.
it says, but I was confused.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, defense.
Mr. Rendon, do you think it's your job to investigate crime, or is that the police's job?
I trust the police job to do it.
And so if a police officer was talking to a security officer, a police officer would know if he's wearing a body cam because he could see it, correct?
Correct.
And you don't pay for body cameras for officers.
No, sir.
It's very expensive, isn't that correct?
Yes, sir.
And there are some that choose to do it, and there are some that choose that they can't afford it.
Correct.
And the ones that have it, often they keep possession of the video on top of the camera, right? Is
Yes,
that
sir.
correct? So you don't even have that in your possession.
Correct.
The camera is actually in possession of the security officer.
Yes, sir.
But you would know that if a police officer was standing in front of somebody, when you see the ones that do have security cameras, you can tell that they have one on, correct?
Yes, sir.
Because it's usually mounted on their chest.
Correct.
And there's a video in this case, and we could see, and the jury could see, and you could see, if we went back and watched that video, whether Anthony Cochran had a body camera, right?
Correct.
But you don't remember now whether he did or did not.
I do not.
All these videos that we're watching of the door, of the dance floor and everything, who gave those to the police?
We did.